And greetings to everybody. Beach Bums Media is proud to present In the Beer Cave with Rob and Ashley. He's just plain Rob from the Stark Naked Truth. That's with 2 K's and an ID.
And you double K by got ID.
And I'm Ashley.
From the Beer Cave.
Right here. You can follow us on Twitter at Bums Media. That's with a Z. And Instagram is Beach Bums Media. You can search us out in the Beer Cave with Rob and Ashley on YouTube, Facebook, and the podcast platforms Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Google Play. Or you can just Google us in the Beer Cave with Rob and Ashley, and you are sure to find us. And everybody that happens to run across our page and likes us, thank you very much. Share, and share.
We'll buy you a beer in the Beer Cave.
Yes.
If you ever stop by.
That's right. Rob's email is robspcbumz@gmail.com, and you can email me here at beachbumsmedia@gmail.com. And as always, our studio line's available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for your, comments, concerns, stories. Just don't forget your name and number, 850-588-9275. And our bumper music is provided by bensound.com. Well, we made it to Friday.
We did.
The last 2 days have been blustery and cold and wet.
Yeah.
Last Sunday to be exact, my wife likes to decorate for all the holidays, but we weren't putting out all the Halloween stuff, just some stuff to make it look nice for the neighborhood kids, because the neighborhood kids are dwindling down around here. It was nice, and then we got it all out, and then what comes? Apparently God decided they need to be washed. And then blown dry.
Everything needs a good hosing down.
Oh man, I tell you what. So all of our stuff got rained on and then wind blown. And I was out like the other day picking stuff up from the side yard, and it's all over there. So every year we try to put these things out. It's either getting windy or it gets wet. And this year it got both. So it's been a cumbersome task.
Today has been blustery.
It is, and overcast and damp. It rained here a little bit earlier just to make the air damper. I have a long sleeve shirt on. That's how chilly it is. It's 66 degrees outside right now with a wind of 2.4 miles an hour, which is absolutely nothing, but it's been gusting to 15 to 20 from times. And hopefully the wind is going to subside. But it is Halloween weekend.
Yes, it is.
And I have some safety tips from safekids.org for everybody who doesn't know safety tips, but it doesn't hurt to remind everybody about things like that. Keep all the kiddos safe. Hell, it keeps me safe too.
Remember when we were kids? There's razor blades in those popcorn balls.
Yeah. And the apples and oranges.
Yeah.
Bring all that home. Rob and I were talking before the show. We'd go out. We didn't have these fancy trick-or-treat bags. We had
pillowcases. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We'd go home and dump the pillowcase. You got to change your costume.
Yeah.
Then you go back out to the same house, and the guy go, "Weren't you here a minute ago?" No.
It wasn't me.
Anyway, from safekids.org, happy Halloween safety tips. Cross the street at corners using traffic signals and crosswalks. Be sure to look left and right, and then left again, and keep crossing as you look. Put electronic devices down. Keep your heads up. Walk, don't run across the street.
Now, that was one thing we never had to worry about when we were kids. Put your electronic devices down.
The only electronic device we had was maybe a flashlight.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
Teach your children to make eye contact with drivers before crossing the road. But you know what? That's very important even when you're driving a car.
Yeah.
You're at an intersection, you want eye contact. That will carry you a long way in your life. Always walk on sidewalks or paths. If there's no sidewalks, walk facing traffic as far as you can. Watch for cars that are turning or backing up. Teach your children to never dart out into the street or cross between parked cars. That makes a lot of sense. Well, you know what? Even today, adults do not dart between cars.
Because adults can be stupid. Trust me.
Oh, yeah. A year ago, there's a trolley stop across the street over here. And this is a pretty busy road. It's Front Beach Road. There's a trolley stop. Trolley stop, let a person off. Cars don't have to stop for those, like school buses.
Right.
So
right,
traffic
right.
can go around the bus and just keep going.
Yeah.
And not impede. I guess this young person thought that traffic had to stop for the trolley because he came darting in front of that bus. Yep, backwards somersault in the pavement he went. He got up, shook it off, and ran off. He was fine.
Stuck the landing, though.
He stuck the landing on his butt. Be sure and join your kids under the age of 12 for trick-or-treating. And as far as Halloween costumes, decorate costumes and bags with reflective tape and stickers to make sure everything's light colored, because you don't need dark costumes at night. That takes all the fun out of it.
I know.
Choose face paint and makeup whenever possible instead of mask. Well, we don't want to obstruct the young one's views. A mask can do that.
Yeah.
I remember. And then you got the two little holes.
Yeah, and that little mouth hole.
Yeah. Go home. You're soaking wet.
from your own moisture.
Yeah. Make sure your children carry
It's
glow sticks.
It's like wearing COVID masks.
Yeah.
Right?
No, COVID masks are breathable. Those plastic things aren't.
Yeah, that's true.
Have your kids carry glow sticks or flashlights to help them to be seen. Drivers, slow down and be especially alert in residential neighborhoods. Children are excited and move about aimlessly. Take extra time to look for kids at intersections. Enter and exit driveways and alleyways slowly and carefully when you're in a car. Get rid of any distraction drivers like your phone. And turn on your headlights on earlier in the day to spot children for greater distances. And the most popular trick-or-treating hours are 5:30 to 9:30. And look out for the kiddos during those time frames.
You know what impresses me about all those things is when we were kids, none of those things.
Not a bit of it.
Not one of those things was a consideration.
We were running amok.
We were, man. I mean, it was just, I got my pillowcase and I didn't have reflective tape on nothing.
They didn't make it back then.
And you go to the I was going to say, you go to the neighborhoods where you knew that you were going to get good candy. We used to go to every neighborhood in town.
Oh, yeah.
And over the years, living in apartment complexes, I would buy a bunch of candy, turn the porch light on, I'm ready for trick-or-treaters, and I'm thinking in the last 15, 20 years, I don't think I really had many trick-or-treaters.
It's been on the decline here in this neighborhood.
Yeah.
And 10 years ago, we would run out of candy here.
Yeah.
And that was being generous and cautious to make sure everybody got something if they came down here to trick or treat.
Right. And now you got the trunk or treat. You got all these,
the different safe avenues.
Safe avenues.
Which is cool.
Well, yes, it is. But on the other hand, I always look forward. When I was a kid, I always looked forward to trick or treating, and then as I got older, I was like looking forward to.
I want to see the costumes.
Seeing the kids.
Yeah, I want to see the costumes.
And give them candy and just, hey, here you go, you know.
And, well, I have some guidelines, and this is from Popular Mechanics.
Guidelines for popular mechanics.
It's a candy calculator.
For popular
And
mechanics.
hey, Jeffrey, hey, thanks for watching. I know you keep losing us. We got a buffering situation going on right here. The Wi-Fi extender did not arrive, so bear with us, buddy. We know we're working on it. Go check out the YouTube video tomorrow. It'll all be right there. So, but thank you for noticing. Thank you for joining us on the live feed, ladies and gentlemen. Jeffrey Burkett on the live feed.
Pookie, love you, man.
All right, from Popular Mechanics, a candy calculator just for Halloween. Y'all get your pencils and paper ready, and you may need a calculator. How much candy should you buy for Halloween? No offense to this, but the amount of candy you'll need for your trick-or-treaters, to figure that out, you will multiply time times kids by generosity. In the second part, you'll figure out how much extra candy you will need to purchase now if you want to make sure there's still enough left by the time October 31st arrives.
Got to have some for yourself.
Absolutely. Now, there's a bowl in the house that has been designated for Mawa, and I've been told when that runs out, it's out.
Okay.
Now, I don't know where the refill is.
I got to ask you, when your kids were trick-or-treat age worthy, and they're bringing home this whole big thing worth of candy.
Oh, it was a 2-for-1.
Yeah, but there were things that my kids didn't like that I did.
Okay, that's a 3-for-1. 3 for me, 1 for you.
And what were the things your kids didn't like that you did, and you were like, oh yeah?
You know what? That's a good question. I don't remember. I have no idea. Okay, you got to remember, my youngest child is like 30. It's been a while.
Well, my oldest child would have been 27 this year, and my youngest child is 20.
So
20 just turned 24.
I can't think back that far.
Almond Joys. Neither of them liked Almond Joys.
There you go.
I love
Almond Joys. Almond Joy.
And I'm like, how many Almond Joys you got in the bag? There's Almond Joys. Yeah. Snickers, we fought over the Snickers.
Oh, I'd fight you for a Snickers.
We'd wrestle.
I would, you know what? Game on.
Jacob and I would wrestle over the Snickers.
Game on. To make sure you have enough time for the 31st, for that you will multiply the number of days ahead of Halloween that it is when you buy the candy, so the number of days that you bought the candy, times your household size, depending on how many adults and kids are in there, times your sneakiness level. You got to take that into factor.
You do. You have to.
You know, who walks by the bowl and palms one and keeps moving this one? I didn't take that.
Well, you know, they both take them into their rooms, and you go, I got to go clean your room for a minute.
And then finally, the third part of the equation gives you your adjusted candy total. Simply add together the products from part 1 and 2. It's worth noting that if the forecast calls for rain, you should divide the total by 1.5, reducing your candy needs by 1/3 overall.
Wow.
Which means you're not going to get that many trick-or-treaters because of rain. So there's your candy calculator from Popular Mechanics.
I was going to say, Popular Mechanics they down to a science.
It was a slow day.
Apparently they were bored.
We love Halloween around here. We have a good time with it. We hope that everybody has a safe and wonderful Halloween. And for a little PSA, again, I want to talk to you. Everybody knows this. We've talked about it before. I'm an amateur radio operator, and I have been for a little over a year. I do enjoy being a part of the ham radio community. We have a weekly Zoom meeting social hour that we have on Monday nights. It's informal. It's just a bunch of us get together. Sometimes there's a little bit of a program about something coming up, but it's usually just a social hour. And it's a lot of fun and hang out. If you're interested in ham radio or would just like to hang out and be a part of a Zoom meeting and ask all the questions you want, somebody there is going to be able to answer it. You can go to w4ryz.org, which is the Panama City Amateur Radio Club website, for information. You can email me here at the show, beachbumsmedia at gmail.com, and I will forward your information to a person who can send you the invite to the Zoom meeting. Very informal, very nice. It's laid back. It's really cool. It's on Monday nights. And just as a side note, do you know how many famous people that are actually ham radio operators?
You've mentioned a couple, but
I didn't put him on the list, but he was one. Walter Cronkite was a ham radio operator.
So did he always sign off, and that's the way it is?
Well, it was probably just his call sign and clear. You got to follow some FCC rules. Other famous people that are ham radio operators, Joe Walsh of the Eagles.
Wow.
Is a
Joe Walsh.
Is a ham radio operator.
Life's been good to me so far.
That's right. And actor and comedian Tim Allen.
I could see Tim Allen as a ham radio
Well,
operator.
I think his show Last Man Standing shows or has him as a ham radio operator in the show. I've never seen that show. I used to watch him in Home Improvement because that's where I got all my home improvement tips
Last
from.
Man Standing is like Home Improvement reinvented,
Yes.
but with daughters instead of sons.
Yes.
And he's an outdoorsman rather than a tool
He
guy.
works at an outdoor shop, like a
He works
Bass
at-
Pro type thing.
Yeah, works at a
something
Bass
like
Pro type, and he does a podcast rather than does a TV show.
that. Right.
And and I've not seen these episodes, but he did an episode where he did an episode as him as Tim Taylor, and
Oh,
him,
really?
yeah, and him as Last Man
Whatever
Standing.
his,
Yeah, whatever his
I have
name is.
never seen the Last Man Standing show.
And Tim Taylor went, did the oh.
Oh.
And the Last Man Standing guy went, yeah, that's kind of annoying.
Anyway, that just names a few people, famous people that enjoy the amateur radio, ham radio operator hobby. I am also here locally part of Aries Communication, which is the emergency communication group. So if all the communications were to go down, like during Michael, I could still reach out and communicate and be a relay station. They're actually thinking about using us for the Ironman coming up.
Oh,
As far as some
Domus.
relay communications for that, along with the sheriff's office, which we are. The Aries Emergency Communication is an extension of the EOC, which is the Emergency Operations Center.
I mean, Ironman is that's a huge operation.
It is. It's huge.
It really is.
I mean, swimming, biking, and running, not necessarily in that order. I can't remember the order, but they go a long way.
Swimming, biking, and running.
Yeah.
No, swimming, running, and biking.
I think the bike is the last.
No, I take that back. Biking is the second, running is the third, because they run to the finish line at Edgewater.
Okay.
So.
And I don't know if I'm going to be able to be a part of that, but I'm going to try to do that. Be kind of fun to be a part of that. Anyway, if you're interested in it, send me an email here at the show, beachbumsmedia@gmail.com. I can forward your email to the person in charge of that, and you can join an informal Zoom meeting, ask all the questions that you may have, and it doesn't matter what part of the country you're in, because we have a guy from Canada, Ohio, and everything that joins us, and it's just a good group, and we're not all geeks. Just say it, because I'm in it.
He's not a geek.
I'm just a high-tech hillbilly.
There you go.
That can't seem to keep a Chromebook running. All right. Today is Friday, October 29th.
Yes, it is.
the National Day of Oatmeal Day.
You know, I was, for some reason, I was craving oatmeal today.
Well,
and
today's the day.
I did not have any oatmeal today, but I was craving like cinnamon apple oatmeal today.
And guess what? Day ain't over.
There you go. There you go.
National Hermit Day and National Frankenstein Day.
Well, of course.
Yeah, in Prelude. October the 30th, which is Saturday tomorrow, is going to be National Candy Corn Day. You know, there's a big debate about candy corn. I like it.
I used to like it. Now it's just, I just don't eat a whole lot of sweets. I'm a sucker for chocolate. I'll give you that much.
Have you ever tried to pop that?
A what?
Pop it like corn. Never mind.
You ever tried to pop candy corn?
It's corn. It makes a big gooey mess in the bottom of the
I was
pan.
gonna say.
Do not try that at home, kids. You'll piss your mother off.
And ruin the microwave.
And it's National Trick or Treat Day, of course.
Of course.
Sunday, which is going to be Halloween, it's National Knock Knock Joke Day. Girl Scout Founders Day, and of course Halloween.
Of course.
Monday is Autistic Speaking Day, National Calzone Day, and Deep Fried Clams Day. I love clams.
I like calzones.
There you go. Ooh, clammy calzones.
Never
Tuesday.
had clam calzone before.
I wonder if Shuckums would do that. Tuesday, November the 2nd, is going to be National Deviled Egg Day.
Loves me some deviled
I
eggs.
like deviled eggs. When they're out, I'm usually the hog, and there's because it's usually just a dozen. When I get done with it, I might leave one.
Yeah. For that last person.
Yeah, and make sure I'm not first one in line. Wednesday, November the 3rd, is going to be National Housewives Day and National Sandwich Day, which leads me to say,
Make me a
sandwich. I'm going to pay for that one. Love you, Dave.
We're both going to pay for that one. No, honestly, why they still have this. I mean, it's not politically correct anymore. National Housewives Day.
That's what it said. National Housewives Day and National Sandwich Day.
I mean, my gosh, in this day and age, National Housewives Day.
That's kind of like buying your wife a vacuum for Christmas.
Well, yeah, but still, it's
You're going to wear the vacuum.
It should be House Spouses Day or something like that. But my mom for the longest time was a stay-at-home mom. My dad was a pastor. Mom stayed at home. She was a stay-at-home mom. And
well, it's a full-time job being a pastor's wife.
yeah,
It's a full-time job. Trust me, my mom was one too.
Yeah, tried being a pastor's wife and a housewife and a mom.
Yeah.
And then she went back to college, and that's when I learned how to do my own laundry, how to cook my own food, how to do.
So they turned you into the housewife.
No, all four of us. Boys.
Oh, all four? All four of you did it.
Because Mom said, okay, Mom and Dad set us down. Mom's going back to school. Here's what you're going to do. Learn how to do your own laundry. Learn how to cook your own food.
I was in high school when I had to learn how to do it.
Yeah, I mean,
Absolutely.
and we took turns, I would cook supper one night. Kevin, Randy, Kenny, they'd cook supper one night. Well, Kenny was never there because he was off being Kenny. But, so, yeah, we ate a lot of spaghetti and tacos and, mac and cheese and stuff like that.
Easy stuff.
Hamburger.
Easy stuff that won't catch the house on fire.
Hamburger helper,
No fried chicken. That's too dangerous.
Yeah, that was. I did learn how to cook fried chicken later on in life.
And then finally, next Thursday, November the 4th, is National Chicken Lady Day, National Cash Back Day,
Oh, I need some cash back.
and National Men Make Dinner Day. And guess what? I make dinner a lot around here. Not because I have to. It's because I want to, and it's part of my job as being a member of this house.
I enjoy cooking.
Those are some of my tasks. And my wife enjoys cooking very much. She finds it very therapeutic. But she's a very busy lady, and so I pick up the realm. Oh, and by the way, ladies, I'm sorry, but I also do laundry. I can do it.
I enjoy cooking. I really do. I
It's
mean,
fun.
what I enjoy though is when my ex-wife and I would cook together.
Mhm.
Really enjoyed cooking together. She would do one thing, I'd do another thing. My mashed potatoes are more of a dairy product than they are a potato product.
I'm the potato guy in this house.
Yeah,
I am the potato king,
and
mashed potato king in this
I
house.
never used a whipper thing. I always hand
Got to
mashed
hand
everything.
mash it. Oh
Hand
yeah.
mashed everything.
Yep.
Sour cream, butter, heavy cream, um,
Garlic powder and onion,
garlic powder,
salt,
onion,
pepper.
salt, pepper, um, and skin on, skin off. Didn't care.
Oh, around here, if it's a russet potato, skin off. If it's a red potato, skin on after it's been washed. Even though red potatoes are very clean, but my wife's not a big fan of that. But every once in a while, it's kind of nice to have that red potato with the skin on it, because that's where all the nutrients and the good stuff is. So,
All right, now that we've gone through the days of the week and month,
yep,
I want to bring up something because it is Halloween.
Halloween, where everybody runs amok.
Halloween. Just a memory. Um, Actually, several memories. One thing I really miss about my daughter was this time of year. Was that I always loved ghost hunters on I think it was TLC
It's either that or the History Channel. One of
or
the
yeah,
two.
one of the two.
One of the two.
But I always loved watching the ghost hunters. And one of her favorite things was it was every Wednesday night, and I'd turn off all the lights in the living room, and she would saddle right up close to me, put my arm around her. She's like, "Okay, Daddy," and we'd watch Ghost Hunters. And at the end of the night, she'd go, "That wasn't scary at all." I'm like, yeah, I know. I mean, once in a while there'd be that little jump thing, and it's, but she's like, "Well, that wasn't scary at all." But I loved that she was just like, turn off the lights, and she just, get real close to me and say, "All right, Daddy, turn on, let's go." Um, Now, however, I have been through some ghost stories in my life. Some real life events.
Oh, really?
Have you?
Me?
Yeah.
My whole life has been a ghost story.
Well, I mean,
Like scare the wits out of you type thing.
no, experiences.
My whole life. I drive a truck for a living.
Well, the earliest I can remember is when my grandparents lived in Bushnell, Illinois, and it's actually where I ended up growing up.
Right.
But they lived in this house. I love this house, and it's still there to this day. But it was even my pastor and pastor's wife grandparents said this house was haunted. My grandmother was laying down in the living room on the couch taking a little nap, and she saw this ghostly old woman walk down the stairs, look at her, and my grandma said, "Who are you?" She thought it was somebody in the house. Said, "Who are you?" She just looked at her, looked at my grandma, turned around, floated back up the stairs. My cousin Lori saw the same woman talking to her when we were kids. I mean, little kids. And my grandma came up and said, "Lori, who are you talking to?" "I'm talking to the old lady there." And there was nobody there.
In the house.
Yeah. Same place,
Oh, wow.
same vicinity as the stairs. It was like the
Yeah, or maybe
front
like the landing or
landing.
something.
Yeah, the landing area. Um, I'm there. I mean, I have several stories.
Oh, wow.
Several stories that I can tell about. Uh, hauntings or just weird things that have happened. Um, there are too many to tell. I mean, honestly, I'm trying to think of specifics right now. I had some specifics aside from those. Um, some more recent things actually. When I say recent, I think in the last 10 years or so. But there was a place that Linda and I lived. Oh man, yeah. Yeah, the apartment we lived in Peoria. It was an upstairs apartment in this old house right across from on Main Street, right across from Bradley University. And every time we lived on the top floor, it was a three-story house. The mid floor was a shop that Linda had actually worked for or worked at,
What
and
kind of what kind of shop was it? Just
Bradley University license type stuff,
okay.
university type
Oh,
shop,
okay. I see. All right.
And then the bottom floor was part of the basement, but it was raised,
Yeah.
But then there was the attic, and every morning I would have to go to work, and I was working mornings at a radio station, WIRL, and every morning I would go to work, and I would look up in that attic window, and I always could see this little boy looking at me. And the feeling I always got was, don't leave. Yeah, it was a weird. It really was the weirdest feeling, because it was like he was watching me leave for work, but he was like, "Don't please don't leave, please don't leave." So one day I went up into the attic. I had to get something because we had some things stored in the attic, and I came across these little dolls, and they were cloth dolls, almost like little voodoo dolls.
Really?
And they were the strangest things, and they gave me the creepiest feeling. But I could feel this little guy standing behind me. I didn't turn around. But it was always the strangest feeling. And every morning that I would leave that early in the morning, I would look up, and I was like, I could almost see this little boy looking at me, saying, "Please don't leave me." It was the strangest,
Wow.
strangest feeling. But it was, there was nothing ever
No
malicious.
no bumps in the night.
No, no. Well, there were times where I had this little toy gun that somebody had given me for, we had this Christmas party, and there's this little toy gun that I won in this Christmas thing exchange, and it would just be sitting on the table. And it was one of those little things where you pull the trigger and hear these little laser light things.
Oh, yeah,
and,
yeah. And the little flashy lights go
Yeah.
off and all that stuff.
Well, it'd just be sitting on the living room table, on the coffee table, and Linda and I'd be watching TV, and all of a sudden, it'd just go off.
Wow.
I mean, she and I both leaned back. I mean, nobody even close to this thing, and all of a sudden, and it was always the same, because it was, when you pulled the trigger, it was different random things, or not different random things, but it was, it wasn't in a sequence.
Oh, okay. So
But-
it was different every time you pulled the trigger.
Right, but every time this thing would go off, would be it'd be the same sound every single time. And she and I would look at this thing and just go, whoa. Now, here's another story. One more story, and I'll leave you alone. But I was working at Cat Country 103.5 down just off Thomas Drive. One morning, I was walking through, and I was the only one in the building. I was doing the morning show on Cat Country 103.5, which is now kicking 103.5, but totally, different building. But I was walking through, and I had to walk through this passageway, and I had to walk past the production room. And as I was walking by, I saw this figure walk into the production room, and I can describe it. Kind of a brown and tan plaid flannel shirt, cowboy hat, a little bit taller than me. Didn't see much below the waist.
Mm-hmm.
But I was walking through and I saw this thing walk into the production room to the point where I stopped and I backed up 2 paces. And that's all it was. And I looked in the production room and there was nobody there. I was like, I'm the only one in this building. From then on, I would hear keys rattling. Like somebody shaking, taking their key ring and shaking them. I would hear keys rattling. There were times when there was one point from one corridor to another that when I'd walk through, it was like walking through an ice bank. I mean, just...
Because it was that cold?
It was that cold. It's like I was walking through, and I mean, dead of winter, the heat's on, and I'd walk through, and it was like all of a sudden I just get a chill. So one morning, I thought, you know what? And this was after I started watching Ghost Hunters. I thought, you know what? I'm going to do this. And I went into the production room, and I turned on the microphone and the digital recorder. Now, this was in one end of the building. My on-air studio was at the other end of the building, soundproof room, because it's an on-air studio.
Mm-hmm.
Shut the door, kept this thing running for about an hour and a half, almost 2 hours. I went back and stopped it, and I amplified it quite a bit, but I saw these little spikes. Because if there was nothing there, it would have been just a constant.
It wouldn't have picked up like the air conditioning or the heat, air flow, air movement.
No. That would have been the.
All right.
Yeah. And I saw these little spikes, and I thought the same thing. I heard doors closing and opening, and then I got 3 different distinct voices.
Did you identify them? I mean, were they audible?
Yes. Yeah.
What did they tell you? Get out?
No. They were. One was. One was something to the effect of, "Yeah, I'm here."
A former DJ?
Actually, it was Robert Michael Green.
Really?
And if anybody remembers Robert Michael Green, he was a morning guy on Cat Country 105.3, which is now Bob.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's the local.
But Cat Country was 105.3, then they switched it to 103.5. And he was killed in a car accident on his way to work on a morning show one morning.
Oh, so he was still showing up for work.
He was still showing up for work. And I asked somebody who actually worked with Robert Michael Green, if I describe this person that I saw, can you
Wow.
tell me? And I didn't say who it was. I just said, let me describe what I saw. This person walking into that production room. And I described him. Without hesitation, went, yeah, that was Robert Michael.
Oh, wow. Wow. They're still with us, even after they're long gone.
So anyway, those are my Halloween stories.
Halloween stories. Welcome to Halloween. Well, we're going to move on to some odd news of the week. And now.
Sorry if I bored you with my ghost stories.
From around the globe and across the nation. From your state, possibly your city, or from right down your street, it's Odd News of the Week you may have missed and want to know about it. And today it's going to be sponsored by Biker's Edge. We got a follow-up story to start off with. You remember the story about the guy and the Mountain Dew and the 43 cents that underpaid?
Yes. Yeah, yes.
Pennsylvania prosecutors have dropped a felony theft charge against a man who underpaid for a bottle of Mountain Dew by 43 cents. The prosecutors in Perry County dropped the theft charge this month against Joseph Soboski, 38, and downgraded another charge. In August, he went into an Exxon and saw a sign advertising two 20-ounce Mountain Dews for $3. He said he took one bottle, put $2 on the counter, and for what he thought was $1.50, and walked out, not realizing the discount did not apply to a single bottle, that the bottle really cost $2.29, including tax. He still owed 43 cents.
Which, you know, they put it very fine print at the bottom. Or one for so-and-so.
But he was also a third strike guy and all. But anyway, the state police found Mr. Sowaski and arrested him on a felony charge. A judge ordered him held on $50,000 cash-only bond. He was in jail for 7 days before his public defender successfully argued for his release.
47 cents. I mean, I don't care. Strike one, strike two. Come on. It's an honest mistake.
Yep, but this was his, he had been convicted of drive off, pumping gas and driving off. So he was a 3 or 4 striker. And this was just
but
43 cents.
We're talking $30 drive off as opposed to 47-cent transgression.
Yeah. Anyway, this next story, you're going to have to forgive me because the page that I got this off of put it up on black and they wrote it in white, and I go try to get it and it's came out like I'm running out of ink. Can you see that? Because I can't. So, but since this is Halloween and everybody else is doing it, why not us?
It's a ghost story.
Just in time for Christmas. The Neiman Marcus gift book is out, in case you all are interested in this.
I love the Neiman Marcus gift book.
Instead of a lump of coal, how would you like to find a 30.86 carat diamond in your stocking? Well, the $6.1 million heart-shaped gem is the most expensive gift in this year's edition of the annual Neiman Marcus Christmas book.
How many people are going to buy that thing?
Well, if I knew 6.1 million people and they all gave me $1,
yeah,
I would. The Dallas-based department store unveiled its holiday catalog, which features the Mogul Heart diamond and 6 other fancy gifts. Designing the nearly 100-page book takes months of planning. It takes over 2,000 hours of effort and big teams across the organization contributing to the book. Like other years, the gifts aren't limited to physical items. The second priciest on the list is a $395,000 private party for 20 on the stage of the legendary Apollo Theater, complete with Roaring Twenties theme. Two of the fancy items have eco-friendly twist, a $345,000 substantially focused shopping experience, along with a $285,000 customized fully electric Hummer truck and auto action package. The rest of the list will take buyers on getaways to remember. A 3-day luxury ski trip for 6 to Jackson Hole. That's only $235,000.
It's always been one of my favorite places to say, Jackson Hole.
It includes a day on the slopes with Olympian Lindsey Vonn. Take a luxury tour of Portugal and bring home custom porcelain dinnerware for $80,000. The least expensive fantasy gift is a family trip to London and a chance for your child to have a personalized book written about them. That's McCall's favorite gift.
You know, what happened to the day when they would have fainting goats for sale? One of my favorites, and when I was working in Birmingham at WZZK, one of the premier items in the Neiman Marcus catalog was to buy a miniature donkey for $5,000. You could buy a miniature donkey for $5,000. And Dollar Bill Lawson, whom I love as a brother, looked at Patty Wheeler and me and said, "You mean I could buy a little ass from the Neiman Marcus catalog for $5,000? He goes, "I'd pay $5,000 for a little ass."
I hate to break this to you. You haven't been to Weewall lately, have you?
Yeah, not for $5,000, no.
There's a miniature donkey farm in Weewall.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah. It's just right up the road from where you're at.
We can get a little ass up at Weewall?
Yep, go to Weewall.
All right, we can get a little ass up at Weewall.
They got them up there, big old sign. Little donkeys for sale, so there's your ass. So go take a trip to Weewall.
Cheaper than $5,000, I hope.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay, well, sweet.
And Weewall is short for Weewa Hitchka. But us locals just call it Weewall.
Weewall.
Don't ask us, we don't know how to spell it.
And those of you that want a little ass, Weewahitchka, Florida.
Lake County Search and Rescue said a report came in on October the 18th about a hiker who had set out for a walk on Mount Elbert at 9 a.m. and hadn't returned to their companions by 8 p.m. A rescue team searched the area until 3 a.m. before calling off the search until 7 the next morning, or later that morning, excuse me. The team attempted to call the missing person's cell phone multiple times but did not receive an answer.
Is that the Waffle House?
Nope. The agency received word about 9:30 a.m. that the hiker had located their car and returned to the place where they had been staying. The hiker told officials that they hadn't answered the phone calls because they were assuming they were being called by telemarketers or scammers.
Well, hey, man, I don't answer my phone for the same reason.
We want to reach out to you about your car warranty.
Exactly.
One notable takeaway is that the subject ignored repeated phone calls from us because they didn't recognize the number. If you're overdue according to your itinerary and you start getting repeated calls from the same unknown number, please answer your phone. It may be a search and rescue team trying to confirm that you're safe.
Okay, yeah, look, I get the same number. I get the same call from the same number every freaking morning about 5-10 times.
Well, you should answer it.
No, I'm not going to answer it because I know what it is. Your SSDI claim has been approved. I don't have an SSDI claim.
Maybe you should get one. Maybe you should get one.
My disability claim. Okay, what's my disability? I'm stupid. I don't know.
You really want to open that page up?
Well, yeah, let's not go there.
Oh, moving on.
don't want. You don't want. If you don't want the answer, don't ask the question.
From Lansing, Michigan. Legislation to eliminate the sales tax on menstrual products in Michigan has passed the Senate on Tuesday.
All right, back that up. What products?
Menstrual.
That's what I thought you said. Okay, okay.
They're now going to quit bleeding women dry that are bleeding. I couldn't resist that one.
Oh my God! Oh my Lord!
The Democratic governor, Gretchen Whitmer, has backed an end to the so-called Tampon Tax.
Of course she did.
Tampon Tax.
Tampon.
In the past, and is expected to sign the legislation into law. Michigan would join over 20 other states that have either ended the tax in recent years or never had one, according to Period Equity, which is a legal group that advocates for making menstrual products tax exempt. I am not making this up. Do you need a minute?
Hang on. Okay, continue.
The Michigan House approved the bill on October the 15th to eliminate the 6% sales tax on menstrual products as luxury items.
Luxury items?
That's what it says right there.
Luxury items? They're luxury items.
Seems to me it's a necessity.
Jeez.
What about toilet paper? The House Fiscal Agency estimates that menstrual products account for about $7 million in state sales tax revenue every year. The bills would reimburse the school aid fund for its lost share of the revenue from the sales of the tax. I'm not going to go any further. Tampon Tax.
All right, there's a song you need to look up. His name is Todd Yon, Yohn, and it's called. It's a song called the Feminine Hygiene Song.
Go Google it.
Yeah, go Google it. It is one of the most. It's one of the most hilarious, funniest songs. Where did you find that story? That is.
I just found it like I normally find all my good stories. But at least 20 states have either ended the taxation of such products or never had the tax, according to Period Equity, a legal organization that advocates for making menstrual products tax exempt. Other Midwestern states that don't tax such items are Illinois, Ohio, and Minnesota. You want the copy? Are you sure you're taking it home?
I may have to frame that one.
I'll keep it for you.
Luxury tax. That's what gets me, a luxury tax. Oh my God.
That was a necessity.
Oh my gosh. Just use an old garage rag.
Woo! Easy now.
Well, I'm just saying, that's not a luxury. It's just a luxury tax. Oh my gosh.
Well, before I do this next story, you got a little.
Yeah, I met up with a guy today.
Upcoming possible new sponsor for the show.
Yeah, I met up with a guy today. His name's Chase. Just moved down here from Savannah. Of course, he's been coming down here for a long, long while. And he's opening up his own charter business. Got a 40-foot boat. Showed me pictures. Beautiful boat. It's actually right now it's slipped up in near Tyndall in Callaway, but he has an international fishing license.
That's pretty impressive.
So he can
That's
go.
Pretty impressive.
He can go, way more than 10 miles out. He can go pretty much as far as he wants. And right now he just he's going to be up and running full force by March
next season when the charter season kicks off, because
Right.
it's coming to an end right now. Actually, the charter boats haven't been able to go out for the last 2 to 3 days because of the high seas that we've been having. This cold front that came in had been ripping them up about 8 to 10 feet, and you just can't go fishing and stuff like that. They're sitting in the Bering Sea like deadliest catch where you could get killed.
Yeah.
and die on the boat. Anyway, I'm sure there's going to be some more information about that coming up in the future. We look
Yeah.
forward to maybe starting a partnership with.
Well, he's right now. He's I've got his old number. He just changed his number to an 850 number today. Um, and
Well, we can get that later on.
yeah, but anyway, he right now he just wants to go word of mouth,
Sure.
and he said he told me today. He said, "Look, if you just pay for the gas, pay for the expenses, we'll take you all out."
Hmm.
He just wants to get some video. He wants to get some. He's got a lot of. He did the charter thing in Savannah, Georgia. He said all my pictures and all my videos are from there. I want to get some videos from here.
Okay. Well, just
So
email us at the show, and we can pass on some information
yeah,
and do all that.
and he's also said that he's going to take Ashley and me out. We're going to put some videos up, and yeah, he's a really good guy. And like I said, I've seen the pictures of his boat, 40-foot boat,
Beautiful.
beautiful boat, and so we'll be looking forward to partnering with Chase
Cool.
and doing some fishing.
All right. Well, we're going a little bit long here, so if y'all just kind of bear with us for a minute, we're coming up on an hour, but just bear with us. I got some more stuff I want to get through.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
Sorry, my ghost
No,
story
actually,
took a
that and this story goes into Christopher Sacco was fighting a large fish, or so he thought.
Ah,
He already lost it once, and he wasn't going to lose it again. When he finally reeled in the line, he realized he had the catch of the day. It wasn't a fish; it was a gun.
ah.
Long story short, somebody had it wrapped in a plastic bag tied to a rope and didn't think that gun was ever going to be found.
Used in a crime, I
But
would
there,
assume.
it's been locked up in evidence, and you never know what you're going to snag out there in the water.
Yeah.
So they're trying to find the rightful owner of that gun and or what that gun was used for and why it was in a lake. I thought it was kind of interesting.
Yeah. Well, yeah, very intriguing.
Yep. So I'm sure that there's going to be some more follow up on it. So you just never know what you're going to snag out there. I have caught tires. And you think you have a whopper out there and you go, man, this is wearing me out. And you land that thing going, whoa, we're going to eat good tonight.
You know what?
Nope, got me a retread.
I fought for 30 minutes, brought up a branch. I was like, yeah, I got a whopper on this bad boy. Brought up a big twig.
Well, we're going to take another moment here and we'll go ahead and move on to another partner sponsor. Biker's Edge is your place for all of your really cool biker accessories and apparel. They're located here in Panama City. They can be reached at 850-624-6206. Make sure you give them a call that they're at the shop instead of out riding around or got their tow hauler going on. Pat did have some health issues, some sinus surgery and all that. She's had some difficulty with it, but she is still around and able to accommodate for folks that want to give her a call to meet her at the shop. If you got a military ID, you get a 10% discount. And make sure you tell Pat that Rob and Ashley from the Beer Cave sent you her way. Now, the stories you're about to hear are true. The names have not been changed, and the persons are presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. It's time for
Idiots in jail.
There has been a domestic taco battery in Florida.
Oh my gosh.
Shame, shame, shame. Braden? Tacos, honey, really? You had to go ruin Taco Tuesday.
Yeah, really. Come on.
Son of a...
Really.
Braden Langford, 20, was arrested late Sunday evening for allegedly striking her mother in the head with 2 thrown tacos inside their residence in Tampa. According to the arrest affidavit, Miss Langford and the 50-year-old victim were arguing about the cleanliness of the house. Well, now you done messed it up throwing tacos.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
Miss Langford became upset and threw 2 tacos from the dining room. The tacos struck the victim in the head as she was sitting on the couch. When cops arrived at the home, the victim had food debris all over her and on the couch and on the back of her shirt, reported a police officer.
Taco trauma.
Cops say that Langford admitted to the taco tossing and says she did it out of frustration and did not mean to strike her mother. Miss Langford's mother was not injured by the airborne tacos, which are not further described in the affidavit.
Freaking tacos.
Langford was charged with domestic battery, a misdemeanor, and booked into the county jail. She was released from custody yesterday morning on a $100 bond. A judge has ordered her not to have contact with her mother. I think the judge should have gone further and went no more contact with tacos. Did they have Diablo sauce on?
You know what? I was actually thinking about what kind of sauce, because they get in your eye, that'll burn.
Oh, that'll burn.
That'll burn.
That'll leave a mark.
Yeah. I mean, lettuce in the hair is not a big deal.
If you're gonna throw something, throw spaghetti, French fries, not tacos. Come on, man.
Yeah, that's. I mean,
Man,
don't even throw food.
damn it. From Albany, New York, Dejon Carter of Albany was arrested Monday after state police said he dropped 6.5 grams of cocaine while he was leaving work. Carter is an employee of the Department of Taxation and Finance. State police said they responded to a call at the Harriman State Campus Thursday, October 21st, after staff found a Ziploc bag with the white substance in it, and a digital scale had also been found close to where the bag was discovered. After an investigation, state police said they were able to determine Carter dropped the cocaine while he was leaving the office. He was charged with third-degree criminal sale of controlled substance, fourth-degree criminal possession of narcotic drugs, and use of paraphernalia. He was arraigned in Albany and incarcerated in lieu of $10,000 cash or a $20,000 bond. So apparently the Department of Taxation and Finance just lost their dealer.
It was sugar, I promise you. It was confectionery
It was sand
sugar
from Florida.
Yeah, it was sand from Florida. They put it in a jar.
Here's one you don't see very often. The owner of a drug rehab clinic sold fentanyl to a police informant inside the facility. According to the Florida investigators, who say the accused woman was targeting a vulnerable population on preying on those looking for hope while they were battling a vicious disease. Let's go in here. Try this.
I got some stuff for it.
Needless to say that the lady's operation of rehab has been shut down.
Rehab.
During a raid on Monday, the clinic police found a backpack containing multiple used needles, a gram of cocaine, 18 small baggies containing fentanyl. The backpack also contained 2 prescription bottles with the name Misty Golly, and nobody knows who that is. So watch your rehab facilities, people.
I got your rehab center.
That's pretty bad. You own a rehab center and you're preying on those poor people trying to get their lives straightened out. Wow.
It'll cost you $50,000 to go through this rehab center.
Yes.
Our success rate is nil.
But try this baggie.
Yeah.
Come back tomorrow. And from Gillette, Wyoming, a man in the state of Wyoming allegedly tried to get out of a drunken driving charge by claiming his 4-year-old son was behind the wheel.
4-year-old.
4-year-old. Campbell County Sheriff's deputies pulled over the 39-year-old man on Saturday. They are responding to a report he'd been fighting with a woman. The man had driven off by the time deputies arrived. They caught up with him and his 2 sons, aged 4 and 15. in his pickup truck.
Okay, so why not say the 15-year-old was behind the wheel?
Because the 4-year-old was sitting in his lap and was the one driving, according to the sheriff's office.
Couldn't reach the pedals.
Oh, well, the man had to reach the pedals. The
Well, yeah.
Maybe the 15-year-old was passed out in the back. We don't know.
Who knows? Fentanyl.
They say the man refused field sobriety test and breath test. Deputies arrested him on suspicion of driving under the influence, violating probation, and driving without a required device on his vehicle used to detect alcohol. So apparently 4-year-olds don't have to breathe in.
Well, of course not. Yeah. Unless it detects apple juice.
Apple juice. Oh. Try again.
Yeah. Dang it, man!
Court ordered apple juice breathalyzer.
You Mott's junkie.
It's pretty bad. What's that stuff that we get down here? What's that pouch? What's that pouch stuff? No, the aluminum foil stuff. The grandkid, Dee keeps it in the refrigerator all summer long for the grandkids. Anyway, you take the little pouch, it's not the it's not the cardboard box.
The
it's
juicy juice type thing.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway,
here's the thing. If you're a little kid, man, you can puncture that little hole right there. If you're an adult, you're going.
No, no. You might hit it twice, and when you do that, because you're squeezing it so hard, you're wearing it.
Right? Yeah. Little kids, man.
Right in there. It's kind of like, here, kid, open the aspirin bottle for me. Gotta hit it.
Yeah, exactly. This child-proof cap, please open it for me. I can't do it.
Well, that's all I got from my side of the table. We did go a little bit long today, but hey, thanks for hanging in there and enjoying the show. We do appreciate any and all tips coming our way. Yes. Venmo at Beach Bums Media, or you can do the Cash App, which is the $ Beach Bums Media, if you would like to help fund the show. We do have some sponsor partnering sponsorships opening up. If you would like to be a part of that, you can email us here at the show, beachbumsmedia@gmail.com. Be sure to Google us, like what you see, share everything that we do. YouTube, Google, everywhere. And if you would like to become a part of the sponsors, 850-588-9275 or beachbumsmedia@gmail.com. And we want to thank everybody for coming by today. And just enjoy your weekend and happy Halloween and be safe trick-or-treating.
And as always, thank you for just letting us be us, because we have fun being us. We hope you have fun watching us be us. Thank you.
You all take care now. We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
See ya.